Hello, hello, Sawadee. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is doing well. So it's going to be an interesting session tonight. And Nicky, let me just you need to unmute yourself, I think.
Oh, hi everyone. Good to see you. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Welcome. So today is going to be a light and easy session. So for those of you that are joining us live, just let us know you're there by dropping a comment into the comment box. We decided to start just a bit early. So today we are basically at the end of September. Hey, Lim Kai Sheng, hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining us tonight. 30th of September. So what does that mean? 30th of September, that's the end of quarter 3 of 2021. And tomorrow we have a fresh start, which is the start of quarter 4. So October 1st is going to be a very, very crazy chase to the year end. All right. So, today's topic is very interesting because I have a special guest here with me. So we're going to be talking about the checkered flag, which is end of Q4. So end of Q4 maksudnya 2020 to 31st December 2021. So it's only 3 months away. Can you believe it? 2021 is ending and we're going to be heading to 2022. What happened to 2021? It's just like crazy. It's gone. Right? Yeah. What do you think, Nicky? How was 2021 for you?
2021 was a roller coaster ride, I would say, because at some points we were having no lockdowns, and all of a sudden lockdown happens again. So that's the worst point. But I think that now things are coming back up again. So now we're going up, and then we will wait for the tipping point. So that's the most exciting part.
The tipping point. What's the tipping point though?
Tipping point is the point where you feel like you regret going on this roller coaster, but it's the best point of your life.
Agree. Wow. So what is your highlight to date from Q1 to Q3?
I think the biggest highlight for Q1 to Q3 has to be 3 things. First is starting Tech Rabbit. So I think it's really exciting. We've had so much awesome experiences together. Of course, many learning experiences as well. Second one was definitely to launch this book. Taking down a big feather that we got off our hat. Last one was to go racing, motorsports, taking Lisa Teo. Lisa Teo, if you're watching, this is a shout out to you.
Wow, that's
taking
nice.
Lisa Teo to Sepang. And now we are waiting to take you, Rizal, to Sepang.
Yeah, right. I can't wait to go as well. Okay, cool. That's very nice. So we've got 3 quarters down, the last quarter in. So today is all about prepping for the final quarter. So the final countdown, as corny as it sounds. And I'm pretty sure for most of us, we at the start of 2021, we would have planned, what we want to do. Well, be honest, Nicky, in terms of planning for 2021, maybe, what was the outcome? Where are you at? Are you like 50% completion or is it 80%, 90%? What's happening with your own personal goals for 2021?
Personally, I think I'm still at 25% because I only started planning for my goals on Sunday. In fact, I went to a cafe called Jam and Kaya
in Nicky, in where? Don't stuck on me. Oh, lama, Nicky's gone. Hey, our friend, hello. Satay man, hello, welcome. Just acknowledging Kai Sheng here as well.
Oh, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I had my first coffee dine-in on Sunday, and I went to a cafe called Jam and Kaya in PJ. I'm sure you know them as well. So that was where I did my first planning for 2020.
Oh, okay. Any insights to what you're planning, or do you want to give away?
I think first things first is I want to go back into teaching. So I want to be a bit more active, going out there, sharing, teaching, and just getting on the ground. So that's what I want to do. Second one is I want to take more people on taxi rides in Sepang. So Satay man, if you're up for it, if you've got a strong heart, come and join us.
Nice, nice. Yeah,
So
Satya would love would love that.
I'm only dropping those two at the moment. Let's take it one step at a time. How about you, Rizal?
Actually, honestly, I haven't planned anything for 2022. I'm a different kind of guy. I think that I generally plan. I would have one or two goals for the year, but I'll always plan every quarter. Because sometimes you can plan something big, you can have a big mountain in front of you, but you just try and do something very simple, bits and pieces. Yeah, I will just work it out and change. But at the very least, 2021, step out of corporate world and then venturing into my own. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So tonight what are we gonna be talking about today, Rizal?
Yeah. So today is about prepping for the year end. So we've got 3 more months. So we want people to be able to review, what they have planned for the year and then see where they're at. So what can we do how can we make it big, or how can we achieve our goals before the year end? So does it mean we need to sprint? Does it mean that we need to review, or do we change everything? Yeah. Look at this boy is here. Handsome
Hi,
man.
Deadly.
Hey man. Yeah, look at he's so skinny here in the photo.
I think this one masa high school punya gambar.
High school punya gambar kot lah, I think.
Hmm.
Oh, look at this. Thank you, Nicky Lim. Wow. Oh, you're susah. That I think COVID-19. I think we can't find we won't be able to find the cure. I would almost say like it's like influenza. Will we able to find the cure for influenza? Very unlikely. Probably we need to do something about it, some steps and procedures. All right. So I guess that while we wait for people coming in and so on, again, this is the big item here coming live is the book written by Nicky and is now available. You can get it on his website, and then he may be kind enough to drop you a promo code for tonight so that you can get his book at a special price. And we'll be referring to this book a lot on the discussion tonight. So it's a bit more serious today because at the end of the day we still have like 3 months, and we all know in the business world, where be a corporate or not, that December is going to be a dead month. Yeah, December is going to be very quiet. So effectively, we only have 2 months. Yeah, got a few people in today. So we got the amazing
Hi, Fontaine.
Hey, Fontaine. Wow, we got superstars in. And the big person himself, HRB, Dragon Lady. Hey, honey, how you doing? Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. Wow. Honey, I collaborated with her before going out on my own. An amazing career coach, someone who has so much knowledge about D&I, mental wellness. You can help you with a lot of things. So do connect with HRB, Hani Razif Bolender, or the Dragon Lady. You can check her out on LinkedIn as well. And next we do have another amazing person. Hey, Laura.
Hey, Laura. Good to see you again.
Yeah. But one thing about Laura, her post damn cool one, okay. Why can't we do that kind of post in our LinkedIn profile, like saying it got hair, like got kipas one, okay? Like it's moving. Yeah. Nikki, you wanna do the same pose or not?
I can try lah. I can
No
try,
hair.
but I don't have the hair for it now.
All right, cool stuff. Okay, so I want to let you guys know, just do stay on with us because we have a secret guest coming in sometime soon. So even Nikki doesn't know who the secret guest is. So we do have a guest coming on. So stay tuned. And we want to talk about basic, simple things. So these are stuff that we took from Nikki's book. Maybe Nikki, you want to give an insight about the chapter that we're going to be referring to when we're talking about prepping for the last quarter for the year.
So I think today we'll be speaking about resilience and planning for 2022. Of course, many of us didn't have a very good year in 2021, let alone 2020. But I think going into 2022, it's really key that, at least for me personally, I've realized that it's very key to be able to plan ahead so that at least in 2022 we'll be able to start the year on the right road. So at least that's what we're looking to do today. And maybe if there's one thing that I also want to highlight, really exciting for 2021, is the fact that I've met so many amazing new people. Thanks to you, Rizal. Thanks for bringing me onto LinkedIn. I wouldn't be here without you. And meeting amazing people like Lisa, Jay, Jarwan, Fontaine. I really like Fontaine. She's now my favorite pharmacist. People like Laura, Bentley. There's just
Yeah.
so many names that I could drop. And I think today I also met someone from LinkedIn for the very first time, Dr. Jillian, an amazing, amazing person. So there's so many passionate people on LinkedIn. And moving into 2022, as bad 2021 has been, I would like to be able to carry all of these good things forward and make something amazing happen together. So
Mm.
yeah, I think that's what I really look forward to 2022.
Nice. All right. So which part of the book is it?
So today we're going to look at page 127.
Oh, I
And
feel like it's like we're either at church or masjid, man.
yeah, turn your book to John chapter 1.
Not Nicky chapter 1, verse 3.
Okay, chapter 1. So verse 3 says, "You must give me all your money and you will go to heaven."
Oh
No,
dear.
I'm just joking.
Fire,
Yeah.
man.
Fire. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about overcoming crisis and challenges. Why? Because 2021 has been a crazy year. You got
Mm.
lockdowns after lockdowns and confusing SOPs. How do we plan for the year? So sometimes it's just a matter of taking a step back to start with.
Okay, so very true, right? I mean, I echo that. Even though we know that the pandemic is there and we know that there are certain SOPs are there, it's very quick for us to say that, yeah, we don't know what's going to happen. We do not, the SOP is not clear, but reality is things are not the same. So we probably need to just make sure that we adapt, and then we know what we need to do with ourselves to be able to, match to the current environment. So for me, one big question that we have, because we've gone through 9 months and we have another 3 months left, this is one question I want to ask. How do we rate our performance to date? How can we rate our performance to date? So how do we do this, Nikki? How can someone, any individual who can come in and say, okay, it's 9 months, do I look at how many goals I've achieved, or do I look at what's the current temperament? What do I feel like? How can I do that? How can I rate myself effectively?
So maybe before we go into the career, perhaps what you could start with is we could actually start with, how would you rate your level of happiness result on the scale of 1 to 10? How happy are you with the year,
How
with how the year
happy?
went?
That's a good question. How do I rate my happiness? I think I'm exceptionally happy. I'm quite happy. Of course, the new family member joining in. That's one. Yeah, and she's healthy. She's 3 months old now. So I think that makes a whole lot of difference. And then venturing out in first quarter of 2021 by myself, like you, we achieved some of the goals and some of the things. We have our tumbles and so on, but we also had our peaks, wins and really good outcomes. So in terms of happiness, I will almost put it at a 9 out of 10. Yeah. What about you?
Awesome. I think in a level of happiness, I would say I'm still at a 7 because I still
Mm.
feel like I have things that I like to achieve. I think that
Mm.
2022 year, I've set a benchmark where 2022 year has to be a very big breakthrough year for me.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, why happiness?
Happiness, because I think that happiness is a very strong emotion to drive us forward. And, because we're talking about resilience and overcoming challenges today,
Mm.
especially in such times, we always have to remember what makes us happy so that we can always use that as a starting point and then rediscover the energy to drive us forward. So, at least for me personally, I find that happiness is a very effective emotion because it brings you back to appreciate all of the good times, all of the great moments that you had, and use those as blessings to be able to take it and move forward. So, that's why we started with happiness today.
Wow. Oh, that's a very good point then. So if I'm like, say for instance, if I have 10 goals I want to achieve, right? and I've achieved only maybe 3 or 4. So effectively, that's 30-40%. But if I'm actually very happy with where I am, I'm I'm content. I don't really need to adjust much, and I just go on as I see fit. Is that how it is?
I suppose it's subjective to each person from each
Mm,
individual point of view because it also depends on how much the goals challenge you. For example, like maybe for this year, one of the biggest challenges which I've had to face was I set a goal to pay most of my credit card debt. Why? Because I used to struggle with credit card debt, and being able to pay up to 80% of that credit card debt was something that was very fulfilling for me. That was something that I could not do. I struggled for 2 to 3 years. Being able to do
mm,
that this year was something that I look back and I said, wow, that was a goal that was worth pursuing. Being able to make
mm.
financial choices. So for
Wow.
me, that was a very, very big factor. For some
Okay.
people, they may find different things to achieve, and there's no wrong answer to that.
Mm. Excellent. Excellent. So okay. So we got my key takeaway is that you should be able to rate how happy you are, and you scale it lah. It can be 1 to 10, or maybe just I'm okay. I'm very happy, extremely happy, upset, or really pissed off. In some ways, is there any other ways where we can rate performance, our own performance today?
Of course, we could always rate in terms of financial, how much money we are making, how much, how
Mm,
much, how much of a deal, how many deals have we closed.
mm,
So those are different measurements. But since we
okay.
are on the subject of resilience today, I would like to, at least for me, my biggest takeaway will be on happiness.
Okay. Good
From
point.
a
Good
work
point.
from a work perspective, I suppose I could push myself a bit more out of my comfort zone. So I would say that I'll
Mm.
probably rate that at maybe a 7 as well. I could be
Oh,
doing
that's
more.
so nice. 7, sure or not?
Okay lah, maybe 4.5 lah.
Lama sayo. Straight away low. Up from a 7 to 4.5, that's like crumble, man.
Yeah. Normally they say that
Okay.
the honest answer is the second answer lah, right?
Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
for a lot of
How
our
how would you rate
audiences,
your work performance result?
work performance, there's always room for improvement. I think that I'm quite happy with what I wanted to do. So I've got all the structure, the teams, the people, it's all there. So it's the pushing it to the next level. I think that's one lah. So what I was going to say just now was that we do have a lot of guests out here who are people who own their own businesses, or entrepreneurs or service providers, but there'll be people who are from corporates who are working. When for them, their satisfaction or their performance is highly dependent on the workplace, right? So I guess that if you're happy with where you are working now and you're achieving your own goals within your role or within your organization, that's great. And then if that happiness factor has been counted in, maybe you want to start looking at other factors. So it could be family, friendship, your own lifestyle. Yeah. Is it achieving the happiness level that you want? Okay, good takeaway, man. Good takeaway. I like that. So financial and happiness, those are the two things that we probably need to look at. Wow, our special guest is in today. Whoa, hang on a second now. If the special guest is here, I'm just gonna do announcement, guys.
And now, the officials are ready, the fighters are in the ring, and they are ready. Fight fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Bring on! Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Rizal. Hi,
Hey,
Nicky.
man. Wow.
Hello.
So now I come in USS Enterprise Warp 10. Can kerja.
Wow, high speed. So he's in a warp 10 speed. Nikki, when I was thinking about prepping for the year end, it's 9 months has flew by very quick, and then we have 3 more months left, and we want to be able to achieve goals, and we want to make sure that we achieve our goals at the right timing, at the right speed, with the right impact. I can't think of anyone else to bring in into this discussion to add some fire and fuel and satay in it. We bring none other than our CA Satay Man. Hey man, thank you
Hey,
so much
thank
for
you.
joining in. Yeah, look, and Hazia said, Satay Man in the house. Yo, bring the house down. Yeah,
Hey,
but
thank you, Hazia.
I think bring the ship down lah, okay?
Janganlah.
Yeah, right.
Ni
All
baju
right.
baju what? Baju F1 juga.
Oh,
Got
is
this
it?
one. Got
What's this?
Bahrain.
Okay.
This
Media
one was
assist.
yeah, because this was my
Oh,
partner's shirt. So all
Lamborghini.
these were his clients. So then I saw, this shirt very nice. I ambil satu. Then he said RM1,000. I said, what? Why so expensive? So all this embroidery is the tape lah, all these charges. They said okay lah, ambil satu lah.
Petaling
Ambil
stick can get
satu.
RM10 lah.
Don't have this one, tak ada.
This one, oh okay lah. I mean, I have a few, but you look nice, man. You look the part tonight lah. In line with our own theme for
Racing.
today lah, which is bukan racing lah, but we are. But let's bring us everyone closer together. Or maybe tadi lagi cantik lah. Aku rasa lagi nampak the whole ship.
Maybe I adjust my camera. Try it.
Oh, that
No
one
need,
got
no need. I like this one because I
Lamborghini
can see
lagi.
the ship. I like the ship. The ship is very nice. Oh, okay, man. All right. So just now we were talking about performance, how to rate performance, right? Let's we Satay, our guy here. How do you rate our performance to date? How do you rate our performance to date?
How do we rate our performance to date?
Yeah. So maybe so Nicky's point was he's saying that you can rate your performance by the happiness factor and then wealth, financial, right? So maybe we turn the question a bit, right? How do you rate your performance to date?
Oh, for me, I think when it comes to performance, let's go back to selling satay lah, easier.
Okay.
So let's say, for example, if we are all business owners or entrepreneurs, right? And my business is selling satay. So is it really satay that I'm selling? Or is it to see the customer satisfaction? So end of the day, if a customer walks up to me and he's not happy, he's not smiling, then I wouldn't have attained my performance or they call it KPIs lah. So for me, I would have said, how many happy customers have I made or enable them to be happy today because of my satays?
I have to say something funny. I think I know what green screen you're using. You're using the one where you cut to your chair one, then you bulat.
Yes, correct. Because at the
I
back,
can see
my minions at the back.
Because I can see the side corner there got.
Correct. Betul. Because
It's
if I
okay
sit
lah.
too near, kecil lah.
Yeah.
Don't worry lah. Okay.
No,
Wow,
it's
that's
nice, it's nice.
Satay story, very good. Okay, never mind. Let's move on to the next question. Thank you so much. Let's look at the next question here. It says, what is the silver lining that we set for our business? What is the silver lining? Nicky, define this.
Silver lining. So the silver lining is basically the thing that you want to achieve. The very thing that you want to achieve for your business. It could be the good thing, right? So I think there's a saying that there's a silver lining to every something. Okay, I mean I've heard of that before. Not able to quote it at the moment, but generally, what's the good thing that happened? What's the silver lining of 2021 for you? So
Okay, all right, that's very cool. So in this context that we have completed until Q3 and you have Q4 left, right? So this question was plucked out actually from your book in some way. I twisted it a bit. So if we are now in September and then we are looking at the year, the financial year end, what is the silver lining that we set for our business? So maybe Nicky, you can think about it. Let's go to Satay himself. What is the silver lining that you set for your business? Just for the audience's knowledge.
Well, I think when it comes to silver lining, it's cannot be set one, right? So for example, so let's say today the performance that I've set is I want to have at least, example, 10 happy satay customers. Tiba-tiba hujan, right? Kosong customer, semua nobody happy. So how? But the silver lining is for me lah, for the silver lining is, alamak, today balik rumah tengok Netflix lor. That is the silver lining, isn't it?
What's that?
Or
That's not silver lining.
the silver lining is, tonight I can come on live on your show ma. There must be something. So the silver
Okay,
lining cannot be
maybe,
set.
maybe I clarify. So,
Okay.
by definition, silver lining is something that is consoling or a hopeful prospect. So maybe in your context of like, let's say you are something to be grateful of. So after you sell satay, then after hujan, nobody buys satay, right? So the silver lining for you is being able to go back and still watch Netflix. So I think that's a silver lining,
Because
something
normally I
positive.
don't watch Netflix kan. Example lah. There
Oh,
must
Okay,
be
okay.
the flip side to it, whereby I'm happy because I get to enjoy my time to watch Netflix lah, instead of fanning the flames all the time.
kan best.
Okay. Oh, my own perception about this is a bit different because um means that okay, it will be two outcomes, right? One is when a business is doing really well, your silver lining will be very different to those that are businesses that are struggling. Then the silver lining is different. So for me, I view silver lining more as a benchmark where it's not super bad or not super good. All right. So what is the silver lining that we set for our business? So maybe for myself, now that it's beyond Q3 and then it's the last stretch, right? So I have to have a silver lining that we set and Nikki bye bye. So it's just us romantic and then he's back. So the silver lining that I would set for me, at least for the year end, if I want to think really deeply, is to be able to have, I don't need many customers. I need a few really, really good customers that I have that can build long standing relationships and trust, and then open communication, being able to just say what we want and then build that relationship. So I think that will be my silver lining that I would set, because if I'm constantly looking for new clients, it's actually very tiring. And we all want to get new clients, don't get me wrong, but we want to build very solid clients. That's my silver lining lah, I think, in this context. Yeah. Okay lah. I guess that from a satay man perspective, that one was correct as well lah. If suddenly hujan and cannot tak boleh jual, right? Then you want to go home and watch Netflix. It's still rewarding. It's still good. But watch Netflix every day. After 3 months don't sell satay, Netflix pun kena potong. Okay.
Only that night lah, hujan mah.
Only that night lah. But then a satay guy will also know that after that long you haven't sold satay, probably have to do online lah, right?
Maybe some people also suggested can do frozen satay.
Oh, okay. Wah, tengok ni. Azia kata chapter 10, point 2. Search for the silver lining. How to cari the silver lining. Okay. Stumble or lost. Ni bagus ni. Nikki, you should award her book readers club staff reader.
So
Kena bagi. Betul. How do you explain this, Nikki?
search for the silver lining. How to cari the silver lining? Stumble and lost. So maybe you could take a step back and see what's something that you can look forward to 2022. Kan? So maybe in the context of Satay Man, okay lah, at least balik rumah tu malam ni ada Netflix nak tengok. Ada apa? Squid. What's the show that's happening now?
Squid Game.
Squid Game. So at least walaupun hujan ada Squid Game, boleh can go back and watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, we got Captain.
Oh, Captain James. Oh, this is a real captain. Oh.
Tabik lah, Nikki.
Sorry.
Simply.
Correct or not? Right.
Gila,
Yeah.
betul-betulnya ni. Kena Captain James pun. Alright, thanks man. Apa khabar? Baik. Kita semua baik. We're talking just about, what is the silver lining that we set for our business. Guys, if you have your own silver lining that you set for your business, right? And Nikki gone again. So the silver lining that we set for our business is actually very important. For me as a business owner, I want my team members to be aware of what is their own goal or their own role, and then they must know what the vision and mission and the targets for the company. So if you don't know your silver lining, tak ada lining dah. When there's no lining, it's dangerous. Okay? And how do you talk about silver lining with someone who is a wet blanket? Asyik negatif je. Yes, yes. How do you do that? So that one's a very, very good question because many people wouldn't know what silver linings are, and then very quickly to blame something else or someone else. External factors lah, SOP lah, government lah. It was someone else. Someone else is lazy, in denial. So what do we do here? Maybe we go to CA. How can we deal with something like this? Come on, you're captain of the USS Enterprise. If you have a complainer in your team, how do you talk to them about silver lining?
Well, I guess it really depends on the context, lah. I mean, when I first started my journey on to become a business owner in 2003, whatever I did, everything, cannot lah, say this one cannot, this one cannot, that one cannot. Because before I started my business in 2003, I actually was looking for a lot of mentors. So I met person A, person say, "Ayah, this one tak boleh jalan one." I went to person B, confirm lagi teruk sih, apa ni? I think I must have spoken to at least 30, 40 people, and I got at least 30, 40 different opinions about businesses back then. And guess what? So the decision that I made back then was, betul juga, if I ask, what works? Because they're coming from different industries, different backgrounds. I'm coming from a different perspective. When I give an idea, it's from my experience and my perspective. When I ask them, they will tell me honestly, it won't work. So I'm also thankful for them. So sometimes we have just take a step back and understand why is that person. So let's say if one person tell me it won't work, maybe that person not correct lah. But I met 30, 40 people, and they said, see, it won't work lah. Maybe that
How on earth
isn't
did
them.
you go to
It's
30, 40
me.
people, man?
Oh yeah, because back then I took a jump, a leap of faith, attended my resignation, and then I was attending interviews. So in between interviews, I was looking for people. Is it better to continue to be employed, or whether I should become a business owner? So in between, tanya lah, just what should I do? Is this industry suitable? For employees to become employers. So there's no right or wrong or one size fit all approach. So just really have to take a step back. And if only that person is only wet blanket during the discussion or during certain time and only to you, maybe that person ada problem sikit lah. But if that person is a wet blanket to everyone, then you need to pull that person aside and have a heart-to-heart chat. Why today every time I say you say no is it something that has offended you? I mean, you must go down to have a deeper conversation to find out what is the cause. Then only we can start solving, because otherwise tak habis ni.
Power. Captain of the USS Enterprise. Nicky, any take on this one?
I think Satay Man just covered it perfectly fine. I think Satay Man really, really probably met a lot of wet blanket. So about the way his Tai Chi is quite chun. But I think Satay Man is right. It's I think at the end of the day, of course it's easier said than done, right? Especially if 2021 has been a very, very tough year. It's very hard to be positive. There are many reasons to be negative about it. But of course, it is also different people's journey lah, kan? I mean, for us, what's more important is that we are fully aware about ourselves, and also we can try and empathize with people with a wet blanket, and then after that, just tell them like, at the end of the day, 2022 does not have to be that way. So kita cakap sekali tu, and then kita move on lah. I think that's the most important thing, because there's a saying, you need to put on your mask before you can put on another person's mask. So I think that's the most important thing.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Nicky. Cool stuff. Only thing I can add on is that most of the guys have answered that. But for me, coaching background is when you meet someone who is negative, don't know how to set their own silver lining, is changing the way you ask your question. So just add one sentence in there and probe and be curious and active listening, and also being empathetic, I think you will get something there. Some gold nuggets. Thanks so much. Thank you. So we've got two Bobs in the house. So we got Bob Lowe from LinkedIn and Bob Lowe from Facebook. Are they the same people? Ah, the silver lining between the two. And hey, welcome, Sharon. Thank you so much today for helping us out. We visited her place today. Iconic at Icon City in PJ. Amazing place. Icon City, no, Icon, right? Icon. Yes.
Icon
And
City, and the name of
yes,
the place
Icon
is
City.
iconic.
Yep. And the name of the place is iconic. And she owns and runs the place. It's a co-working space there. You can see it from Federal Highway. It's a dark building, very, very tall. You won't miss it unless you're driving at 365 kilometers per hour. So yeah, thanks. And fun facts: the term silver lining was first used in 1871. Okay. Wow. We probably need the USS Enterprise to bring us back into time to go to 1871 and find out. Kan?
No, Discovery. Enterprise
Discovery
cannot
lah.
time travel.
Oh,
Can lah, can
before.
lah. Can. Enterprise pun boleh. Kena ikut Bob Cube kot.
Wow. All right. Cool stuff. Thank you. Now this is the next very tough question, right? Look at this. So our goals have changed so many times this year. How flexible should we be? Right? How flexible should we be? We change, die lah. Muihanko, thank you,
Hello,
welcome.
Muihan. Hello.
He's got his bow tie going. I always love that photo, man.
Well, he
Here's
looks
a
like
fun
he's
fact.
ready to. He looks like he's ready to watch 007.
Here's a fun fact, guys. Me and Muihan, we went to the same school together at Pineapple Hill.
Serious ah?
Serious. Same batch.
Nice.
Same batch or more? Same class, man?
Yes, Form 1 and Form 2 same class, I think.
Wow. Liao.
But you see your hair black color one. My hair, you got
I was
Muihan,
trying
what
to
do
be very
you...
polite.
I mean, CA does satay, right? I wonder what does Muihan sell.
Muihan. I think he
Kambing
sells
boleh.
inspiration code.
Bukan makanan mah. We're a Malaysian food team, okay? All right. So back to the topic. Our goals have changed so many times this year. How flexible should we be? Is it okay to be flexible with your goals? To change and change and change? To be agnostic towards timeline? You know, what do we do? Maybe we go to Nicky first. Let's talk about this one. How flexible should we be with our goals? Goals for the year, at the very least.
Okay, I think that we should be flexible to add goals because certain goals can be achieved very quickly. Sometimes, as long as we're making progress and we're making small progress every day, I think that naturally we will achieve our goals. But at the same time, try not to be. Sometimes goals are difficult to achieve. So kalau boleh tu just maintain lah, right? Whatever goals that we have, we try not to give up despite how difficult it is, and we still push on for maybe the approach lain lah. Maybe we take a different approach. So that's my take on it. I think that we should be flexible yet firm about what we want to achieve in the year.
Okay, all right. Let's hear the captain of USS Enterprise. What does he think about? You simply warp speed, right? You have a location to go. You can't change the warp speed suddenly, right? You will crash into oblivion and you don't know where you are.
That's very true. That's why the warp speed controlled by
Klingon
computer, not manual.
It can always override, mah.
No lah, I think human tak boleh build tu. But when it comes to goals, I think it's crucial for us to be. I think Bob got Nicky already, habis already. That's it. So, but when it comes to goals, it's also depending on what stage we are in. So, for example, let's say, for example, we are fresh graduates. So, what is our goal? Our goal is to be employed. So, that may not be flexible in the sense that when I set up with a goal for 2021, I want to be employed. So, the goal can be flexible in the sense that as long as I get employed, okay lah, I don't choose which particular industry I'm in. So there's two parts to that. So one is remain unchanged. The goal must be firm in that sense that for 2021, do or die within these 12 months, I must be employed. Okay.
Mm.
But the flexibility is that I don't get to choose which industry I am. I get a job, okay lah, get it long. So it's similar to business owners or entrepreneurs. So the
Mm.
goal is to get sales, for example, right?
Mm.
Right. So how much sales you get, that one is not within our control. Sometimes we invest a lot on ad spend and online marketing and advertisement, but the timing may not be correct, or maybe the clients that you are targeting may not be ready to buy. So in that sense, that the goal, as long you have a one that you don't change, it's cast in stone, you're fixed, while the other one, the quantum of it should be flexible.
Mm.
What do you think, Rizal?
Oh yeah, yeah, I completely agree. I like that. I like that analogy, and I think that it means a lot. I guess that the flexibility is really up to us now. One is before we even set the goal, there's the realistic goal and the relevant goal. So a lot of people when they set goals, they aim for the moon, right? But literally, what they should do is aim for a few steps ahead first, and then you revamp and be flexible about it. But we all need to have a very we need to get a mountain peak target lah. That's where we aim to be, and then and that journey doesn't have to be restricted to 12 months per se. We just need to know that maybe by asking around or through our own personal journey, saying that okay, I can't achieve this in 12 months, maybe it will take me 2 to 3 years, so that we are flexible to change that but still maintain cost, and then make sure that we achieve that goal has to be there no matter what. Okay, interesting. Just that one more key point is that the pandemic did show to us that we definitely have to like change gear lah, U-turn lah, handbrake, apa, lompat katak, everything we have to do, okay? Like crazy. So that impacted a lot of people. So many people changed their goals. It's not a sign of weakness. It's not a sign of issues, but it is more that they're sensitive to their capabilities and they know that these goals are now no longer realistic. I'm going to change course, and then they set new goals. Rather than someone who set a very high goal and then just going to get lost in between, don't know where they are heading, thinking that they can achieve it, but they're actually shooting in the dark. That's my thought lah.
Wow. I think the biggest takeaway I got from you from that was people change according to their capabilities. I think you're right. It is not a weakness, but it's really a sign of just adjusting to the circumstances.
Yeah, yeah. That's why he see CA coming to the show. He's the more wear racing wear some more. Okay, don't play.
All
I
of you
think
racer ma. I wear a race one.
you
This
sure you
is
don't race?
baju I have.
Hey, your baju got Lamborghini there, Lamborghini.
I Nicky, I takut right. CA pergi Shell, he go out the car, someone ask, hey, can you please put fuel lah? Minyak isi 20. One
Nasib baik
time
bukan suruh tukar tayar.
tukar tayar tak apa. This okay, mekanik sikit. Ini saya isi minyak je. Alamak. Hey, just now right, Muihan shared this, 50210. What's this?
Oh, this one
90210,
is Pineapple Hills postcode lah.
Oh, really?
Bukit
So
Nanas.
similar to Beverly Hills, Beverly Hills 90210, right? Yeah, tapi Muihan confirm lah jual ILU. Okay, maybe we can also ask the audience lah, right? If they're here, goals have changed so many times. How flexible should we be? Just let us know. Do you agree that we should be very flexible, or tell us that whether you have changed your goals so drastically, and it impacted you in terms of what you want to achieve this year. Just let us know in the comment box. No issues at all. Just openly share. All right. So let's have a look at our next question. No, I don't want to ask next question. I actually want to ask CA lah. I want to ask CA. You've been in business since 2003 until now, right? So altogether, that's what, 17 years?
18.
18. Oh yes. Oh, 2020. Oh, 2020. My math very bad. Okay, so
Wow.
18 years, right?
Legend.
So from the 18 years that you've been doing what you're doing now, right? What was the biggest challenges that you have faced, and how did you overcome it, and what was the peak of your business that you felt that, wow, that was the best year?
Wow. So I mean, setting up the company is one thing, lah, but the company's nature of business have, how do I put it this way? We have changed multiple times over the years. So we started off as a premium gifts company, totally different from what I'm doing now.
Premium
And
gifts.
correct. That's why my partner is into corporate apparels, all these premium gifts, souvenirs.
Wah, Nicky so suka this one, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got any things you can, any gifts you can send our way. You can send
Oh,
some
that one my
hantaran.
partner is still doing lah. But for me, that line of business line cerita for me already. So we started off with that, and from there we went on to do something entirely different. So we did this thing called privileges acquisition. So nama saja seksi, but actually what we do is we're just approaching hoteliers, airlines, restaurants, spas to ask them to give a discount because one of my we are with a vendor for this global payment brand in Malaysia, and we were sourcing for all these privileges for their card holders. So we did that for 11 years, and
Mm.
we were managing different projects for at least 4 different banks. So that was one of our highest achievement. Then the change came in is because the banks wanted to do in-house. So initially they outsourced. They want to
Ah.
see, hey, how does this thing works? So of course, everyone wants control, right? If you are working for multiple clients, they also get worried. So I said, okay, no problems. So then that's why after
Mm.
doing it for 11 years, he said, no problems. Uh, it's already 11 years. So I also want to start something different. So that's why from 2015 until now, I've been focusing on something different. And we wanted to make happy and fun trips affordable via installment plans. So we did quite well until last year. Our friend pandemic, COVID-19 happened. So who wants to go to theme parks, hotels, cruises? Tak ada one lah. So
True.
that's the reason why we pivoted to professional services firms, and we are seeing some traction right now. In fact, I
Nice.
had a chat with Mihan. Mihan was the one who gave me some, you know, very good insights. Why it may take longer to work with the professional services firm. It's very valid, very true, very relevant. So for me, when it comes to that was actually really very challenging when you want to pivot to entirely new thing. You really had to go around, engage with people from the industry, and still are in the industry, get their feedback and insights. What would they think about how this will work and why they think it wouldn't work? So usually it's always easier because different people operate differently. For me, I will tell them, hey, this is what I want to do. And I ask you, "Ooh, how can I make this work?" So then they will give their feedback. Like, you see, this one confirm cannot work one. So for me, right, this is not wet blanket. For me, these are valuable insights you really have to listen to. Why? So obviously nobody likes to hear this one cannot work, that one cannot work. But to me, these are all the secrets, the feedback that will help to make your product or solution easier to reach out to your target market. So coming back to the question, when you are at the very difficult situation, don't do it alone. You are not in this alone. You can always pick up the phone, call your friends, or maybe if you're on LinkedIn, call like Rizal, call like Nicky, right?
Mm.
Connect with them and ask them, guys, I want to do this. This is what I'm encountering. These are the challenges. All these people, I go and ask them, hey, bye. Then they say, no lah, CA, don't want lah, not ready lah. But they will tell you, oh, CA, you don't do this. You shouldn't be straight away when you connect people. Hey, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. You get to know them. It's about relationship selling, right? Then
Mm.
only when they're interested. So just to share, I know one of the most challenging thing. Oh no, this one is quite funny actually. So I received an inquiry from one of my target clients. CA, do you cater to parties? It's like, what party? Hey, you sell satay so we are having an office party. So can we order 300 sticks of satay? I was like, oh my god. So I said, oh, actually, that satay thing, right, is something that is about, for me, I want to get people to remember what I do. So it's easy. I remember, see, satay, satay, but slowly when I tell them what I do, then it's even easier for them to remember. So the first thing is to get people to remember about your personality. So for me, it's like, I fan flames, I sell like the satay. And when you talk about
Mm.
food, people open up. So when I tell them,
Oh.
no, I don't do catering, brother. They say, hey, what do you do lah? And that gets the ball rolling. And then they are
Mm.
in the right mood. They say, oh, alamak, cakap lah awal-awal. I say, what? In my profile, I read, I never put satay
Can.
seller.
Hey, you don't sell satay, meh?
Tak ada. Got lah. Got people ask me, got vegetarian satay? No, I say, don't have. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Brinjal,
yeah.
brinjal satay, brinjal satay.
Hey, good stuff, man. Good stuff. That's a very good story. Actually, professional service, come to me lah. I know. I used to be in 8 years in professional services. I can probably introduce you to someone.
Alright. Kita
Alright.
PM tepi.
PM tepi ya.
PM
Fontaine
sekarang ke PM
adapting to
dulu?
change. PM
PM mana ni?
PM baru, PM baru.
PM baru. Okay, PM baru nanti.
Alright, Fontaine, thank you. So adapting to change, thank you. Yes, that is one of the things that we pivot, we change, we find out new ways to do things. Brilliant, thank you. Inilah misleading advertising. Betul juga, betul juga.
I never said to anybody.
Okay.
How much
Screenshot and then send to LHDN lah, to just double check. So make sure that satay sales is there. Tapi kan, actually right, see, what would be an amazing plan for 2022 to actually sell satay? You imagine that. So you'll be doing, firm events and so on. I sell this satay together with my services. I do. It's very funny. It's not only you. I actually have someone who said, "Wow, Rizal, where is your rojak place?" I'm.
Kan kena.
Jual rojak. If jual rojak, so do LinkedIn, man. I will tabik, man. I think that's a good way, lah. If you check out on LinkedIn Indonesia, right? There's one guy who sells burgers, and his LinkedIn post has been on fire every day. So he's a guy, I think, with 2 or 3 daughters, and he does like a I think one of those customized burgers, and he does it a very simple shop. It's nicely designed. One of those container type, and then they cut a hole there and then do stuff. So when he was talking about his journey and so on, but everything he does is like boom, boom, boom. Everybody is always buying. Go and check it out. I'll try and find and I'll share with you guys later on. But he's amazing. Tengok ni. Say Muhan say build relatableness. I can only see build a table there. To your audience, translating to trust and community. Put a table there and start fanning us. Satay. All of us should be related to one food. Betul, right? I wonder, Fontaine, what would be your food lah?
I think I would say that Fontaine would be the perfect chendol. Why? Because on a very hot day, when you need chendol is there. She can calm you down.
Kesian lah.
Fun fact, but fun fact, Fontaine is a really, really good chendol. You know why? Because there was one day I went to Port Dickson, and then after I had this big benjol in your eye. Now normally Chinese they all say lah, you kena the benjol in your eye because you go and intai people mandi, right? So that wasn't the case lah, right? I think it's because someone intai me mandi. That's why I also kena, right? But she was really like a chendol, man. Under the hot sun, I was looking for a solution. My eye bengkak, right? Then she just texts me. She says, "Nicky, what's wrong with your eye? I feel something wrong with you today." Then I told her, I said, got something wrong with my eye. Then she gave me a recommendation. Wow, next day, okay. So, Fontaine, make the perfect chendol.
I'm thinking like, why go chendol? Because you say you go and peep on people. Go look. I thought you're going to say you peep at Fontaine, okay? I was like,
hey, no lah, mati.
No. Apa lah. Okay, social media not suitable for pushing direct products and services, more appropriate to build relationships and communities. Itulah, I think that our food community is so hot already, right? Faizal Sahimi, right? He's now nasi lemak king, right? Everything nasi lemak. How many days already? Um, there's just so many themes. Got rojak, got satay, got
Cendol belum
cendol.
lagi.
Cendol, actually, I need to find a cendol. I need to find a cendol. Maybe Fontaine can be cendol. Business.
Taman Bahagia Lati. Outside.
Yeah.
Cendol
No,
and rojak.
I'm not finding a cendol. I'm saying finding a person who's going to sell cendol on LinkedIn. So we already have a
Oh.
satay seller, ma. So where can we find?
Mm.
All right. Okay, so maybe we're closing in towards the end. We have one more question that you want to ask. But if anyone else have a question to ask to us, or any comments, anything about their goals for the remaining 3 months of the year, can do or cannot do, just say that. But maybe we do this one lah. Last question here. What is the ideal attitude in managing a volatile and unpredictable environment? What is the ideal to manage this? Are you going to manage it? Can't cupboard already. Everything's so panicky. I want to ask you though one thing. Well, before you ask this, right? You know that now the borders or the offices are opening up, and then they're saying that we can go back to office and we can go and meet client. It's great, but do you feel that you want to do it because like, ah yeah, now I have to wake up, I have to wear long pants. Now I have to go through jam. I have to pay for parking. Oh man, what do you guys think? Is it like, do you feel that, or is it just me?
Satiman, go first.
Well, if it's for me, unfortunately, I would love to meet people face to face, but because my son is G6 PD, so really I don't go out. Even if I go out,
Okay.
it's just tapa only. So yeah, if people say, "Hey, come go out," I say 1,000 apologies. Tak boleh.
Oh yeah
Online can,
lah.
no problems.
Okay,
Yeah.
yours is a bit different case lah. So what about Nikki?
I think I'm more semangat to go out now. Reason why is because I realized that, especially this time when people are finally going out, people are very excited and there's a lot of opportunity. People like macam semangat, jom kita collaborate, jom kita collaborate. So I feel that people are more open to collaborate rather than, because they need fresh ideas. So I'm very open to the idea. Of course, taking into consideration all safety measures in place lah. So at least for now, I still avoid shopping malls. I try and go to cafes, smaller crowd areas. Mama also I go makan seorang-seorang only. But I think generally I'm a bit more open to it because tired lah, keep looking at the screen. I posted something on my Instagram 2 days ago. So sometimes you need to go out and find new inspiration. I need the new inspiration, at least for me. How about you, Rizal?
Cool. No, I'm fine. It's just life getting back to normal. But as always, humans, when it comes to change, right? There will always be a person with a wet blanket. Is that, oh yeah, pasal pandemic, cannot go back to work, cannot do work, and then after 2 years of working at home, now I have to go back to office. I don't want to go back to office. Leceh lah and all that. It's real. It's so damn real. Businesses now have to think about, how do I then move forward? Do I work from home? Because truly enough, working from home is possible, right? Especially for some businesses. So I don't really need office space. I don't need people to come to work and they are delivering what they need to do. Everything's all there. Then now suddenly they have to come back to work to do the same thing. I'm paying more cost, and that decision, is for companies to consider. Like I'm not looking forward to a traffic jam towards KL. And if you have clients in KL Central, for instance, right? I want to park in KL Central, and we all know how much it
mahal.
costs for a car park there. It's the same price of Big Mac McDonald's meal, which is a normal 3-4 hour parking, right? Are you willing to pay that? Are you willing to go through the train station and or take the train? I think we need to take the bus. Huh? Are we ready for that? Yeah. So that's just me lah. But I'll still meet people. I mean, today and yesterday, I had the chance to go and meet my team members. I had to go to different places. It is a sense of relief, and there is definitely clear value for meeting people face to face. Decisions can be made very quickly. Ideas come faster. So it is. There are advantages for it, but more importantly, it's just acclimatizing lah. This is when the real what do you call that thing? Real shock will happen. Just like when people say culture shock, right? Culture shock is when you go overseas. No, culture shock is when you go overseas and come back. That's culture shock, right? So we were from where we were, go to pandemic, and then return back to normal. And then that's where the real culture shock is. Why on earth do I have to be in the office? Why? I can work from home. I have no issues for 2 years. Why do you want me to come to the office and waste time? Right? When I can deliver everything at home. Why do you need to check in at 9 a.m. in the morning and leave at 6? Management had to be ready to answer those questions, man. Okay, so we're closing in towards the end. Let's have a look at this one. I'm sharing this very, very interesting thing over here. So I'm gonna bring this closer. So this is 3 months away from 2022. So how's your 2021 goal? So we got 424 votes, with 34% saying that they are on track and will achieve by December this year. And there's the 17%, which I don't like all of them because they'll achieve the 2021 goals. How can lah? Okay lah, congratulations. I shouldn't be so bitchy about it. Gave up on my 2021 plans. That's 27%. And then, so this one here is like 48% altogether. What plan? Plan also tak ada. All right. Yeah. So generally, this is what people are saying on LinkedIn. So I find that very interesting. So, CA, where are you on this one? I forgot lah.
Oh, what plan?
No bullshit lah. I know you one. You plan. You warp speed. You already set your destination, ma. Don't lie, okay? But I want to say thanks to the people who have voted in. There's quite a lot of good feedback, and the comments were amazing as well. But looking forward to 2022. All right. So it seems that we are already closer to the end, or actually at the end already. Maybe we go one by one. We start with our special guest, surprise guest, the CA. Just a few words to to give, or tips to our listeners on how to plan for the last 3 months at the very least. What should we look forward for the last 3 months?
Hey, thanks, Rizal. So I think if for the listeners, I think what is most important for me right now. So if you find this useful, well, just listen. So for me, what is really important, right? Yes. So it's now the final quarter, they call it, and the final quarter, if things are going well for you, hey, that's fantastic. It's good. Move it on. But if things are not happening according to what you have planned, don't stress yourself out, right? Because this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So 2022, we look for 2022 and plan for 2022 law. If we cannot, don't stress yourself. Oh my goodness, if I'm supposed to sell 12 statistics in the first 12 months, over the past of year, now this final quarter, I haven't even sold a single statistic. How? People calling me, are you a caterer? Somehow I said, are you paying? That was like, what? I'm not a caterer. and so most importantly is we must take every opportunity to have fun and stay happy. Because when you are happy and you're enjoying what you do, everything else doesn't matter, because it's not work, and you are just enjoying yourself. So for me, that is what works for me. That's why rambut putih. That's why now I think, cannot like that lah. Always planning on go throw in the Klang River already. Tak boleh. As long as we are here for the
that's
journey,
dirty.
we need to enjoy ourselves.
You throw stuff in the river, then make the river dirty. One cannot. Now I know who throws rubbish in the river. I find Sitate or this guy simply just throw all the arang and everything, and then all the statistics used when you throw there.
Now you're fanning the flame.
Jangan. Nicky, thanks here, Nicky.
I'm sorry, I was just listening to him. I lost the question. Could you repeat the question?
What
I was
do we need
thinking
to
about the
do?
Klang River.
So the last 3 months, right? So what can we tell our listeners to prepare for? Any tips for the last 3 months?
I think the last 3 months is make the most of what you can in the last 3 months, but also understand that it's important to plan for the year ahead, because if you don't plan for the year ahead, it's just another day passing by from the 31st of December right up to the 1st of January. So I would say that plan, work on what you need to do, but also look forward to 2022 with a plan. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Rizal, so you really ask our opinion. What are your thoughts about for planning for the final quarter? So how? You belum jawab
Hmm.
lagi nih.
Yeah, of course, of course. I will definitely share my thoughts. But I wanted to say that when you throw your plans into the Klang River, right? Please pick it up later. It's the river of life. Okay? I think that I love the analogy about the marathon. So in life, whatever we do, there's always a start and the end. If it's school, we start school, we end school. When we makan our food, when we eat our rojak or satay, there'll be you eat everything, you finish, you throw away all the junk. From the satay tinggal lidi only, right? From the kuah tinggal mangkuk only. So there's always a very clear cut start and end. If we don't have any end, then it's just an endless marathon. So we have 3 more months left, and like it or not, that 3 more months will mean that your marathon, your speed will need to be upped. You need to start looking at if you have a goal that you have set and you think that you can achieve it, and you feel that you have slowed down, or for whatever reason you're not achieving it, try and sprint, because it pushes you outside of your comfort zone, it tests your capabilities, and more importantly, you want to try and end with a high. When I say end with a high, it's not whether you're successful or not, but at least you have given your best. So that for me is very important. If you have tried, you've done all you can, you work 18 hours a day, but you still fail, at the very least, I know I've done my best. If you become wet blanket, I changed my plan. I don't know what to achieve, and I'm gonna this. I don't have to worry about 12 months, and you start giving reasons, then you have lost the battle. So I
Mm.
think the 3 months will be a huge sprint, at least for me personally, for my team. Uh, Personal goals, family goals, organizational goals, all the same. That month end, that year end is very critical. So it closes. Then I think December maybe then I'll analyze and relook what 2022 is going to be like. Mana tahu, suddenly I decide to open satay store.
Jangan
Whoa,
dong.
you. Whoa. What's this? Apa sal? No, how come there's no one buying satay one? There's this guy selling frozen satay. Ready made. Microwave thing, everything ready. No need for the guy to pasar malam. You go there, very, very dangerous, more high risk COVID, and then some more the guy very smelly, the health, you don't know where the meat come from. Here frozen confirm. Confirm everything okay, okay. Right.
Adish.
Okay, but thanks again, everyone, for joining us tonight. I know we are about 10 minutes over. Really appreciate you guys coming in and joining in. And I just want to acknowledge Wihan's comment. If go long for longer meetings with client on an issue, but those 30-45 minute meeting right smack in the city center, I'm so happy. No need to do this the last 18 months. Agree. So, then it's all about having effective meetings. If you have short meetings, do it Zoom. If it's going to be a discussion or negotiation or closing, then go meet face to face. Be objective. All right. So if that's the case, I think that's all for tonight. I want to wish you all good night and have a good few days ahead before the start of the next quarter. All right.
All
That's all.
right.
Thank you
Thank
guys.
you, everyone. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
tuning in.
Good
See
night.
you. Good night.
See you. Bye bye.